Welcome back to the land. Greasy old fucking air-cooled Massey tractors and custom-built homemade doublers. Let's put the old fucking 205 and a greasy old 1356, putting them together and making a fucking doubler.
He's about to do something stupid.
And no, the old fucking 1972 Massey didn't fucking come factory air-cooled. I deleted the rad this afternoon, pulling fucking wood out.
What? That's the way she goes.
Don't get yourself a fucking air-cooled Massey. Holy fuck. Not really recommended.
I was checking the specs on the end line for the rotary girder. I'm retarded.
But we'll get her going again.
What's the meaning? No.
You gotta go over to the parts shed. One of the mobile sheds. Get some stuff for the next project here. There it is.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
So yeah, when you hear me say mobile shed, this is exactly what I mean by mobile shed.
Look at all that shit. How much shit do you have? 1,492 shit units. I need more shit.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna want to get most of your parts. This is what I'm after. Greasy old transfer case. Fuck. Oh. Yeah, you're not gonna want to worry about that. That's mint. Holy fuck. What the fuck are these made of? Cast iron?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. The fucking door still shuts mint.
Well,
Would you look at that?
yeah, there's a few more blemishes on the car.
Oh my gosh, just look at
The
it.
car is not perfect.
Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What the heck is that?
Wow. That's impressive.
I'm not.
Who's gonna identify the double transfer case here in the next. If any of you gotta move around a dirty old fucking 205, would highly recommend using heavy equipment. Because holy fuck, I might have two backs, an upper and a lower, and I've broken one of my backs before, and I can't fucking afford to break another one. So really fucking shouldn't have lifted on that too hard.
I broke my back. My back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal. I was doing my sit-ups 2,500 a day with my 20-pound weight.
You sure about that?
And one day I couldn't move anymore.
Yeah, I don't think I'm fucking lifting on that cocksucker again, so I'm gonna let the gravity take care of business here. Alright, if any of you guys remember from one of the previous episodes, I had this setup. Two fucking 90's Ford stuff transfer cases. This one here, I cut it off somewhere around here. What you do is you cut these off somewhere around here, these ribs, whatever. Take out all these bolts, separate the case, cut the fucking chain inside, and you gotta fabricate yourself a cover. I used aluminum, and I got it as straight as I could, and I'm gonna fill the fuck out of it with seal all or right stuff or some fucking thing, and probably won't have to worry about that.
I'm not.
Alright, so when you look inside the case, that's what you see. There's a couple angle irons in here. They're drilled that way and this way. through the case, bolted. The nuts are actually, the bolts are welded to the angle, the nuts welded to the angle, everything's fucking welded, so you don't get any fucking, anything dropping inside your case. Grab a light. Inside here you got a lot of fucking shrapnel. That's alright. Not gonna worry about that. Basically this is your low and high range from one of these cases. So what I did, I just deleted the chain, deleted the old fucking, the entire one side of the case, cut her up, because these cases are going to see some heat, and they're going to see some abuse. Mine are going to see some abuse. So I don't know what kind of fucking drivers you are. I know myself, and I'm not usually nice to things.
Ah! Fuck! No! Fuck! Stop doing full force! How's it work?
People, maybe, but things, not so much. And I don't even like people, so.
What? That's the way she goes. That's the way she goes? That's right. That's the way she goes.
The spline count, that's the most important part here. This would be your output. This is your input, that's your output. The output is the same as the input. And it also happens to be the same as the greasy old np205. And so if you slide these shafts together, everything lines up. That's kind of fucked to do with one hand here. Holy fuck. There. Get the fuck in there. Holy fuck. There. So now, because the next part is you need to make yourself an adapter. So, for an adapter, I cut some fucking greasy old. This is stuff that I found in the fucking dumpster. I got myself a piece of cardboard, marked out all these holes, plugged her into the old fucking soapstone on the steel, and torched out a couple holes here. I got the old inspection cover, tore off the whole 205 here, and if somebody ever says the gear oil doesn't stink, I would imagine that gear oil is, last time it's seen the day of light was probably late 70s. That's what it smells like. Holy fuck.
Special Officer Doofy reporting. Hey, Doofy, smell my fingers. What's that? That's when you know you become a man, Doofy. Hey, Terry, smell my finger. What the hell is that? My ass.
Look at the chunks. Hey? Look at the chunks of shit in there.
Who can use the word definitely in a sentence?
Do farts have lumps?
No.
Then I definitely shit my pants.
This is fucking gross. Some of the fucking nastiest fucking gear oil I've ever seen. But yeah, inside there is real dirty, but we're gonna fucking, we're gonna clean it with 1202, and that'll be good. You don't have to worry about the chunks. They'll work themselves out. There. So I sprayed a bunch of shit into it. I don't know what the fuck it was. And obviously the right thing would have been to tear this fucking case apart. Check the bearings, check the gears, all that.
I'm not.
Like fuck, I'm fucking throwing a fucking set of bearings and seals and all this. The oil was still in it when I opened up the inspection cover, so that means it holds oil. And basically, whatever I sprayed into it identifies as way cleaner than the fucking chunky shit that I found inside. We're gonna fucking seal her back up and call her Rebuild.
God, help my fuck. Life is great.
Oh fuck. Yup. Imagine that. Fucking how to rebuild your np205 boggers and loggers version. Ugh.
Great success.
Yes.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever.
We're gonna fuck around and find out. That's obvious. So here's an interesting fact. It's the yoke from the 205. This is the yoke from the that case. And they're the fucking same splines. Isn't that mint? Because these yokes here are not the same dry shafts as the 90's Ford variety. So I would either had to get a conversion joint, come up with something creative to make these work with my dry shafts. I won't have to get too creative. I just fucking unbolted the yoke from that one, threw her on here, and we're gonna send her fucking right home with the old 1/2 inch, and that'll be that. I've never even done this, so before one of you fuckers starts commenting like, oh, you can't do that, no, you can't do this, just know I'm definitely gonna try, and whatever happens, happens. This is the poor way of doing gear reduction in your truck. And the reason I'm doing this instead of gear, I just don't want to throw money into something that I'm gonna fucking beat to death and probably blow up. There's no point when you have all this shit laying around and it doesn't cost you anything. So that's the reason. I could probably throw a set of gears in the truck, and yes, you're right, that would be the way to go. And imagine this will be a torque to spec. Yeah? Torque to spec, 1/2 inch. Oh shit, that's reverse. Torque to spec.
Yes.
I would say that's gonna work.
No.
Some of you might fucking say it's not. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna try. It's all for fun. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't a fucking good time. Smelling the fucking gear oil is not a good time, but you don't need to worry about that. This is the best treatment this fucking dirty old case is ever gonna get. This is yeah, she's less seized. I sprayed a bunch of shit in there, rust off, like fuck off, but for rust. And I just been fucking driving the hammer to it, like getting it going, back and forth like that. Oh, so much nicer.
I'm not.
I thought I'd show you guys exactly what the idea here is. So you got this casing low. It's not a whole lot on your outputs. So that's where you get your doubler. The reason why I use the 205 was for the cross member. I want to have a cross member supporting all this shit, because it's fucking, this isn't bad hanging off the back of your transmission, but this plus this is probably north of 250 pounds, and Yeah, we're not going to want to pressure test the tail housing of the C6, so we're going to have to get creative. So these were cut with a torch, and they're not real perfect and nice. We're going to fucking hog them out here nice and round with the best drill bits that money didn't buy. And guy gave me these. These were donated.
I feel like I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I mean, help me God, help my fuck. Life is great.
Yeah, so these real mint Canadian Tire drill bits, you're gonna want to spray oil on them so you don't fucking burn them out first 5 minutes you use them. Have to ream her out. Ream out this one a little bit more. Just get rid of the old pocket. Oh yeah.
You filthy animal.
Yeah. That's what you want to give her. All of it. Greasy old dump steel cleans up real nice.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, he's a jerry-rigging fool, he got the tool for the job. Well, it's a vice grips or pliers, and pliers for a wrench for a hammer, hammers everything else. It just don't seem to make much difference. I sure do like him, but he's hard on equipment.
Alright, so I fucked up. That hole doesn't belong there, and I missed one hole. So, old piece of dump steel here, old water line of some sort. We're going to cut our middle section here. So I marked this around the distance that we need between both transfer cases, and we'll try to cut her as straight as we can, and we'll have to make sure that this and this are perfectly square. You want both transfer cases to sit as square as possible to each other, so you got to make sure that you cut this real straight. Alright, so I had previously marked this for the other transfer case, not the np205, and not the same measurement. That one there I could have went away with like 3.5–4 inches. This one here, even with the output shaft cut out, I can still only get like 4.5 inches.
Why did you get it so big?
Hey, that's what she said.
So that's what I'm doing here, is just remarking the pipe And I need a 4.5. Should be close enough.
That's what she said.
Over 4.5. I'm gonna go ahead and mark it all around. Alright, so I got it all tacked up. I got both these, basically, like, this is gonna be your adapter plate, so it's going from a 4-bolt to a 6-bolt pattern. You can see that. Both of these are not the same, so you gotta adapt it. Now, the reason why it's open here is because my pipe wasn't big enough.
That's what she said.
So I spread her apart, and I'll have to weld in something else here to fill in the blank.
Oh, that little guy. I wouldn't worry about that little guy.
But, you know, things just happen the wrong way around here.
That's the way she goes. That's the way she goes? That's right. That's the way she goes.
All the time. So we make do with what we got. This 1/4-inch plate and like 3-inch fucking pipe. It's heavy duty. Hopefully it's heavy duty enough to hold the fucking np205 on the back.
Nice day. God bless you. Yeah, God ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, you need God.
I know.
I'm gonna pray for you.
What?
I'm gonna pray for you.
Don't you pray for me. Have a nice day. I don't need prayers, pal.
But there again, we're going to build a cross member that goes from the transfer case to the frame of the truck, in hopes that all this extra weight and shit doesn't fucking snap the back off my transmission.
Well, you can wish in one hand and crap in the other, and see which gets filled first.
Yeah, well, this way.
But yeah, no, she fits pretty good. The bolt holes are a little bit fucked. You can see there, I notched it out so that the shift rail would clear. It's not the prettiest, but whatever. A lot of things here are not pretty. Left for dead. We'll bring you back to life. Run the fuel pump a couple times. That's not good. Uh-oh. Clicky clicky. I could. He never does that. He's got shit shit battery connection, or are you really fucked? There we go. Things are fucked. Nothing, huh? Oh, things are really fucked. All the fucked here. That's how confident I am this fucking piece of shit's gonna start. Don't even close the hood. Huh. Why are you being a piece of shit? So I guess you need good battery connections, cause fuck. Who woulda knew? Oh yeah, she idles down and everything. Oh, mint. What a sweet pile of shit.
The whole idea of it got me pretty damn frisky too. Been quite a while since that stuff went on with me. I'm really frisky.
It's okay, she likes that kind right out of the gates. So we definitely don't have any brakes.
No, God!
Fuck. You don't have to have brakes.
You sure about that?
We'll just use what the other thing that identifies as brakes. Reverse.
Get ready, everybody. He's about to do something stupid.
Come on, get in there. Fully crashed right into the back of the shop. We'll just use what the other thing that identifies as brakes.
That's the way she goes. That's the way she goes? That's right. That's the way she goes.
You don't have to worry about crashing in the back of the shop. You'll get that. What's the damage? Oh, no damage. Mint. Yeah, what a fucking pile. What a pile of shit. These battery connections are right mint. Real mint. That's what you're gonna want. Only the best. I guess I'm taking a transfer case out so we can throw a greasy old doubler in. That'll be fun.
I'm not.
Alright, welcome back. This edition of Pain and Suffering Simulator. Basically taken two transfer cases and made them identify as one. Shoved them into the fucking greasy old F1 shitty here. It's the next day now, next week, what for procrastination setting real hard. I put the transfer case in the truck and different things happened. Drive lines got built, pressure tested. we had to swap out the rear diff, because front diff has 355 gears, and the old rear end had a 308 or some fucking thing like that. So I just cut the U-bolts and threw another 8.8 that I had laying around that had 355 gears. Now identifies as a posi traction locker, or whatever the fuck you want to call that. All I did was add a bunch of fucking weld to it, and now it identifies as locked. Limited slip. If you're looking to put 2 transfer cases into your truck, I would probably not recommend it, but it's doable and it works. This is what I ended up with. So that's rear drive line. Shorten it quite a bit. In your front drive line, you're gonna have to lengthen that quite a bit. Look here, that's your front transfer case, which used to be a 1356 with a slip yoke, and there's your np205, and that's the adapter. Basically connects the two. These yokes on your 205, you're gonna have to get creative with that. That's the reason why I used the np205, so I could put a cross member in here, so I wouldn't have all this fucking 200 some pounds hanging off the back of the transmission. I just used the stock 205 mount, added a couple pieces of steel and rubber mount on one side. Same thing on here. I took apart the inspection cover, made my own plate to bolt to that, and put a couple pieces of angle iron and rubber mount, and it's got a little bit of give to it. It's not solid, so that should help with the flexing and different things. Yeah. Because this is all fucked now. Your drive line runs right through where your cross member would have been for your transmission. You can see here, that's your transmission mount. Had to cut that, and this is basically just a temporary apparatus, so I could test things out and see what's what. And I think I got like 50 inches from U-joint to U-joint. That's basically the final product. If you want to do this, I would probably recommend not doing it. Yeah, that's the final result. With all the gear reduction, you got close to 5-to-1 reduction here. It's not necessary. You don't need this. So you could use your stock. You could basically use your stock 1356, put that in low range, and put the 205 in high range, and that would give you normal low. Or you could put the front case in high range and put the rear case in low. That would give you a different low range. Or you can put them both in low range. That gives you a double low. So the idea here is I don't got a lot of horsepower. 306. It's not a powerhouse. Put that with a C6 automatic, and you're losing a lot of power. So the idea there was normally I run 40-inch TSLs on this truck. These are the tires I usually run on a unit. That bad, but it's not that great. So the reason why I put the 2 transfer cases is I'm too cheap to put a set of gears in the truck, and basically had it all laying around, so why not use it? This truck used to be a 5-speed, and this was the stock transfer case that was mounted to the 5-speed, and this is the same transfer case I cut up to make the doubler setup. So you get one of these that's slip yoke style. You unbolt this cover Pop that off. It exposes your output shaft. Then you're able to create a plate that basically with a pipe and another plate to connect whatever transfer case you'd like to put on back, as long as the splines are the same. Like you could use this and one of these, another 1356, and you could use that because they're the same spline count. 205 also the same, so that's, I use that one just for the reasons why, where I could put a cross member holding all that shit. But this is what you're gonna need to start your doubler the same way I did it. So then you cut this fucking case off right here, just put the old fucking sawzall right through her, delete this side, and then you gotta cap her off. Obviously I just made a cover that's bolt on. You could probably get somebody to weld it together. You can get creative with that. I didn't go into too much detail on how I did that because different people do it different ways. That's just how I did mine. But yeah, you're gonna need a slip yoke style 1356, ideally a manual shift. You could get fancy and go electric shift if you want, but I'd say go manual for everything. And the only reason I took out the manual transmission is because it was wore to fuck. It had nothing left to give, and I had a perfectly mint C6 that was already rebuilt and waiting to go into something. So that's the reason for that. But you know, this has been a over a year-long project. The first thing I'd done to this truck was I put a Dana 44 solid axle out of like a 79 F-150 or Bronco. You can see that. That's just the stock gears, all that. Everything, you know, modifications were necessary to fit a fucking straight axle into a twin I-beam truck with no lift. Things are gonna have to be done about that. I'm gonna have to possibly lift up the front end here a couple inches or so I can get more clearance. That's that. Then not too long after I put the 44 in the front, I put the C6. You guys saw that. And since I had all that shit taken apart, and I was already fucking around with the doublers, trying to see what I could do with that. I said, fuck it. Why don't I try to put 2 transfer cases in the old Ford? Cool shit doesn't build itself, so don't be a pussy and go after it. People will ask me if I know what I'm doing and how to do this and how to do that. I always say yes, but I never know what I'm doing. None of this shit is you can't buy any of these adapters. Not that I know. Like, I didn't even look, because I was determined right from the start that I was gonna do this by myself with the shit that I had laying around. I'm also a hoarder of Ford parts and different things, so I had access to 205s and, you know, a bunch of greasy drive lines that I could cut apart and build my own. Like, looking at this pile of shit here, you know, there's about 3 dry shafts fucking cut up that I molested and made work with what I got. You know, a bunch of scrap steel, dump steel, fucking most of the shit was found in steel bins and fucking dumpsters, and, you know, a lot of the there's nothing nice. It's nothing nice that was done to this truck. And really, I've never been nice to this truck, and I don't plan to start. So yeah, if you want to build your own doubler, this video is not the best, but it's you know, shows you some of the steps that were necessary to put them together and all that. So I was on TikTok one night and seen this guy there had the same fucking truck, same motor, same transmission, except he had 2 transfer cases. And I was having a couple drinks, saw a couple things, and I said to myself, oh, I could probably do that. And you know, I'm on the more retarded side, so things didn't go as easily. But you know, if you really want to, you can put 2 transfer cases into your truck, even if people say it's not doable. Praise the Lord and Henry Ford. Oh, fuck yeah! Oh, every time gets me so excited. Fucking mint. Greasy old bucket of gear oil. I'll identify as a So there you have it. That's how you do it the wrong way for real cheap. That's if you got access to all the junk and all the fucking shit. I hope this helps somebody along the way that might be interested in doing the same thing or similar. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'm not an expert. I'm definitely not a mechanic. I just tried something and it worked. I never know what I'm doing. People ask me all the time, how do you do it? I thought I'd make a video, and the only reason why it worked is because it's a Ford, and Fords are pretty mint. Just so happens that a lot of this stuff is interchangeable. So like I've said before, that's a 1979 front diff. It's a 80s or 90s transmission. It's a 90s transfer case bolted to a 70s transfer case. It's got a 90s forward rear end. And, you know, there's some modifications involved in putting all that stuff into your truck. But for the most part, it's all either bolt on or weld on. I just had all this stuff laying around. Praise the Lord and Henry Ford. And it's pretty straightforward if you've got some fabrication skills and you got some mechanical skills. And like I've said before, I am definitely no mechanic. I don't want to be a mechanic. It's hard fucking work, especially when you don't have a lift and shit and you're working in a little tiny shop, crawling in and out from underneath the truck, and you know, you forgot the wrong size wrench, or you got the wrong socket or something stupid like that. It just makes it that much harder. But it's fully possible, and for a guy like me that's just gonna beat this to death in the woods and the bogs and all that, I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money, my time, well, whatever. Like I said, I've been doing little parts here and there for the better part of a year now. I started with the front and ended up changing both diffs, and eventually this truck's gonna have a 302, possibly a 460, and that'll be a whole other project. Eventually I'm gonna blow up these diffs, and I'm not gonna put half-ton stuff back in. I'm just gonna go right to Dana 60s and 4-link, or we'll see when we get there. But basically that's you know, straightforward as it gets. A lot of that stuff bolts in these old trucks, and they were just a good old truck. 306 C6 is pretty rugged. From the day it's been in the truck, it's never had an easy time. It's had a lot of rev limiter burnouts and a lot of reverse to drive. If you want any more videos of this truck, basically off-roading videos or something like that, just let me know in the comments, and I'd be interested in maybe making some of that content, off-roading and mud bogging and stuff like that. That's what this truck's mostly used for, is mud runs and mud bogs and stuff like that.